Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today I'll be doing a snow landscape painting. I know that it's summer in a lot of places in the world. Even in my place it's super hot, but I want to paint a winter scene. I hope you don't mind because I really don't base my painting subjects on my current situation. So I paint what I want. And this is a timeless video, meaning even if I do this now, you can always go back to this in the winter time if you feel like painting a winter scene. So yeah, I decided to paint a winter scene. All right, so here are the colors that I'll be using for today's painting tutorial. We have lemon. Oops, sorry, I touched it even before I am about to use it. We have lemon yellow, black, titanium white, orange, and well, I got myself some red so that I'll just mix the colors to achieve some red. And burnt sienna. The burnt sienna is quite dry, that's why I'm not showing it anymore. It's in the paint tube. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how things are gonna go. First, I'm gonna sketch first the subject, and for that I'll be using an ordinary brush just to show you how things are gonna go. I'm gonna show you first where the horizon is gonna go. So for that I'll be using my black. So the horizon is almost middle, not really, but somewhere here. All right, just like that. So this will be where the distant trees are and the sky is, and this will be the snowy foreground. All right, just like that. And now I'm gonna underpaint it. I think I'm gonna classify this painting under easy painting. I really don't know. I only have a few, like maybe 2 or 3 snow or winter landscape paintings, and I seldom do this. Maybe because my country rarely experiences, not even rarely, never experiences the winter season. But I've gone to other countries that have the winter season, so I know exactly what I mean when I say the winter season. But instinctively I wouldn't really paint a winter scene, simply because all my life I've been used to just the wet and the dry season. Anyway, why are we talking about that? Let's go underpaint this area. I'm gonna get my white and black to achieve that gray color. So this will be the color gray. And I'm just gonna use this to start underpainting this side of the canvas. As you can see here, I really didn't follow any particular pattern, although most of my brush strokes were horizontal. But this is the underpainting, that's why I'm not really concerned about the brush strokes. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that for now. That's the underpainting. That will be the snowy part. Now I'm gonna change to another brush. Just gonna get my black. So get your pure black, and I'm gonna color this area black. Okay, and I'm gonna apply a little bit of black areas right here so that there's continuity of the water area. So this will be the snowy area. This will make sense later. For now, we're just trying to underpaint and get everything located, positioned. Okay. So this will be the water area. It will make sense later why I'm doing this black or dark. Now let's proceed to the distant trees right here and the sky. But I think it will be easier for me if I do first the sky so that I don't have to go back to it when I do the trees. So always do the most distant thing or the object from the distance before you go nearer. It's different in the foreground because the snowy part is larger than the water part. That's why I did it first. But for this area, we'll do first the background sky before we do the trees. Because the trees are quite irregularly shaped. So it will be very difficult for me to go into those small details if I add the sky color later. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, for the sky color, I'll be using some violet. Oh, did I say we'll be using a little bit of violet or blue? I think I didn't. So I'm gonna just get some violet. But since I don't have it here, I'm just gonna combine my blue and my red, maybe more blue. All right, and then white. All right, so I have my violet now. Maybe add more blue. I'm gonna try this one out. And I'm gonna color the sky. I'm gonna add more white because I feel like it's too dark. Just like that. And now I really want to soften it, so I'm going to use white more right here. Just soften it. Anyway, the lower portion of this area will be painted over with some tree suggestions. So don't worry too much about this part. Just get some violet in there. Then everything else is just getting the paints on and then painting it over later because of the trees. But we want to lighten the lower portion. Oops, it's too red. Okay, that's the sky part. Now, I don't want to do the distant trees just yet, simply because this area is still wet and I don't want to waste my time reapplying paints because I'm scraping off the underpainting. So I'm gonna go back to the foreground right here. So for the foreground, I'm just gonna get my white. Pure white. And let's highlight some areas. Okay. I will be glazing this painting with some brownie color just to add more sensitive vibes to it. Because sunset colors are more brown and warmer toned or warmly toned. Okay, I'm just applying some white, but I'm applying it quite roughly. I'm not doing it in a straight line. I'm doing it horizontally just to follow the uh, contours of this um, land area, but I'm not really applying it straight in a straight manner. Hello, street sounds again. Alright, I'm gonna apply random white. Right, just like that. This will be the light. I promise that this will make sense later. For now, if you're painting along with me, I hope that you follow the instruction. Alright, just like that. Because we're waiting for this area to dry. So now I'm gonna sketch some trees right here on the foreground. And for that, I'll be getting my black plus red. I'm just creating brown and then yellow. I'm just creating some browny colors just like this, but I'll be using more black than usual because we're still in the underpainting part, and I'll be using a lot of water so that when I do the sketch of the trees, it's quite smooth. So yeah, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna sketch first the first tree that goes right here. Here. Okay. It's still wet, is it? Okay, but manageable. I'm gonna be using some black just to darken the left side of the tree. Alright, that's the first sketch of the tree. Make it a little uneven so that it looks more natural. And then I'm just gonna create 2 or 3 more. So I'll be using the same color, dark brown. Actually, this is more of black, but it doesn't really matter because this is the underpainting, as long as it's quite dark. Okay, and then I'm gonna paint a little more or some more trees. These are birch trees. Maybe a tree going on right here. Right. And then another tree right here that kind of slants. Just like that. All right. So I'm just gonna fix some trees. All right. Okay, now I think we can proceed to doing the background or distant trees. I'll be using my fan brush to create some distant trees. We will only be doing suggestions of what's there. So we will not be going into detailed subjects right here. I'll be getting my black. All right, I'm just using my fan brush. So let's create some distant trees that extends from here to the end of my canvas. Again, these are only suggestions, so I don't want you to stress so much about the shapes. Actually, this is the easiest part because these are just blobs of paint that are suggestive of distant trees. Nothing too complicated. So also, make your trees height different from each other. You don't want to create trees that are of the same height. That just doesn't look natural. Okay, now I'm gonna use some black just to darken this area near the horizon. We want to darken that because that's the lowest part of the trees. So they should appear more thick. That's why we don't want too much space right there. All right. Okay, so that makes sense already. Right. Okay. Now I'll be getting some browns. I'll be using the same fan brush. So using fan brush, I'll be getting my burnt sienna. So using burnt sienna, I think I got a lot of burnt sienna. Anyway, I'll be using this to create more suggestion of trees, but do not overdo this step because we're just trying to suggest some browny colors from the distance. We don't want to suggest that the trees from the distance are brown trees. You know what I mean? It's only a light effect. It's not the color of the actual thing. So overdoing it will not make it appear realistic. Right. And since I already have my brown here, okay, I'm gonna use this brown. Okay, I'll be getting another brush. I'm gonna glaze a little bit of this area with some browns. Again, we're trying to create some sunset vibe. So I want to create more brown, appearing brown. You can use orange, by the way, but I'm using brown. Okay. Oops, it's too brown, I guess. But I'm just gonna glaze it. Alright, just like that. It's moving. Just glazing it. It's more of a technique for me. Oops. It's all over now. It's all over the place. Just like that. Later, this will make sense what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm gonna get my pointy brush. I'm gonna dab onto my white. Using white, I'm just gonna go ahead and make some line across the horizon line. So it's just like redefining where the horizon line is. But actually, we're trying to suggest some snow from the distance, forming on the water, on the waters. Okay, just like that. Just redefine it. So this will suggest some snow or ice formation right across the river or the lake. All right, okay. Now I'm gonna use some white. I'm gonna use some white. I'll be adding a little bit of brown. Okay. And I'm gonna highlight the trees. So I'm gonna highlight first this tree by using yellow, white, browny color. I'm gonna highlight the right side because the light will be coming or should come from the right. Same. This is the preliminary highlighting. Okay, now I'm gonna get my white. more white. Okay, I'm gonna make some light highlights on some portions of the tree. Very random. All right, and I'm gonna highlight this as well. I'll be using a little bit of gray. Okay, and then I'll be adding white right here to suggest some thick snow. Right, some more details. Now I'm getting my pure black. Pure black. I really don't know how this looks. All right, so it's starting to make sense. I'm gonna get my black and I'm gonna create some uneven markings to make the trees look more real. So the bark will be natural looking. Right. Okay, I'll be getting a cleaner brush. I'll be applying some light browns, but not too light. Okay, a little bit. A little bit of that color. Not too much. You don't want to make your trees look super yellow. Okay. To make some highlights. Okay, just like that. And I'll be getting some more brownie colors. I just got a comment on my YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna straighten this area. It looks a little weird. Okay. All right, let's go back to the fan brush. We're not yet done with the trees. I'm just trying to wait for it to dry. So I'll be adding more details because the general shape of the subject is already done. We're now into detailing, which I'm just so surprised that it's quite easy. But the detailing will give more life to this, and I hope I'll be able to do that. So I'll be getting my fan brush again. I'll be getting some grays. I'm getting my white and then black. It's not pure white really, but I'm gonna make some suggestion of snowy trees. You know, even if they're distant trees. It's a winter scene, so the trees have already collected snows. Snows. I don't think there is a word snows because snow is a singular and plural, right? I think so. So it has collected snow already. So we want to give that suggestion that it has or they have. I mean the trees, the distant trees have already collected snow. But we don't want to overdo that again. If you feel like you've overdone it, you can always simply get your black and just apply some negative spaces again, as if you're redoing the trees, just like what we did earlier. Yep. Okay, now I'll be adding more vines. Let's proceed to doing the general details or the general look of it before we go into the details. So I'll be adding some small vines, and for that I'll be getting my black and brown. I'm using a relatively pointy brush. I mean, if you can have, or if you have smaller brush, that's quite preferable, because my brush is quite fat. So I'm gonna make some suggestion of tiny vines. Vines? These are not vines, these are stems. Maybe you can still see that. I'm just uh, adding suggestion of small stems. You know, these tiny stems will also frame the painting visually. All right, and then I'm gonna add tiny or smaller branches that is coming from this side. Okay. All right, and then more branches. Just like that. Okay. And then I'll be adding some grasses. So I'll be using my fan brush again. So for the grasses, it will be dark brown, but it's more brown than black. So I'll be getting my fan brush and I'm just gonna make some suggestion of grasses going on. Even if it's snowy, there are still grasses that were able to survive, but they appear more brown. Okay, and you don't want to overdo this. Again, you don't want to overdo anything here. Okay, I'll be getting some dark browns this time. Okay, and I'll be getting my black. Okay, just like that. Okay. I'm using this black to darken the bottom part of the trees. And then using black, okay, while I'm at it, I'm just gonna darken this part. Actually, this is too dark, so I'll be let's create some depth. So I'm creating actually shadows. Right. Okay, I'll be getting my pure white. Right here, I'm gonna highlight again the right side. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get some orange color. So red and yellow. If you don't have orange really, red and yellow. And I'm gonna use this to create some more sunset colors. Okay. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of orange on the sky. Just a little bit of that suggestion. And some browns. Right here. It's moving my canvas. All right. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. Let's add some more detailing on this tree. Let me check. Let me check how this looks like. Okay, I'll be adding more details later. Adding more dark colors right here. Alright, and then I want to add some more browns and yellows. Just like that. I'm highlighting this. And also a little bit of highlights. And I'm gonna gray a little bit. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I'm getting my palette knife, so I'll be using more white. So I'll be using the back of my palette knife, and then I'm gonna dab it on like this, and I'm going to create some patterns on the trees on the right side. Right here. So it will also suggest some snow, right? When we do this, makes the trunks look more natural. So I'm just dragging it sideways. Okay. And I'll be doing the same thing right here on this tree. Okay. All right. Okay, just like this. And I'll be adding some more snows on the foreground. Just drag it. Let me check. This is nice. Okay, I'm getting my black. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a little more detailing on the trees just to make it look more natural. Because the palette knife creates that pattern that we would not really achieve if we're just doing or using the brush. Palette knives are made to create irregular textures. Right here. Like that. Okay, let me check. This is so nice. Okay, I think I need to fix the background vines. So I'm gonna get some gray. Let's lighten up the colors. Okay. Using gray, I'm just gonna create again some vines. We want to avoid having only single colored vines because they should not appear from one distance only. They are distant, but from different, I mean, one is farther than the other. That's why there should be light brown, there should be dark, there should be black. Okay, I'm gonna get my white again, just lightening. Let me check. This is absolutely nice. I kind of like this one. So I'm just adding more dark colored silhouette of trees. Alright, and then I think we can glaze over some areas. I'm just gonna use another brush. I'm gonna use my white. I'm gonna lighten this a bit. Okay, I'm sorry about the moving canvas. Just lighten it so that we have a suggestion of light. All right, just like that. And then, all right, just like that. I'm applying some random whites here and there. And then some browns. We want to add a little bit of brown colors so that it looks more natural. Okay. I want to add a little more snowy. I really like this one. I did not expect that it will be something that I would like, you know? I like it. Okay, I would like to add more lines. Oops. Again, some browns. Just adding some color browns just to make it look more natural. A little bit of that. And a little bit of snow. Right here. I really like this one. Okay. I'm gonna sign this now. I think I'm gonna use white so that it's consistent with the color of the snow. All right, so I think this is done. Wow, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. And because I did. And I hope you do this one as well. If you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this painting, let me know as well in the comment section below. If yeah, you wanna ask me something, just comment in the comment section below. To see you next week. I don't know if I'll be painting much earlier than that. So see you in my next video. Bye guys. Love you.